funny how a man can vanish without so much as a footprint and yet leave behind a storm. Some things don't weigh much in the hand, but can break a man's soul when he carries them wrong. Blackstone. That man didn't just walk into a room, he rearranged the air. He left him with nothing but a weight and a choice.
I gave you what matched your hand. What you do with it will say something about your soul. What if we fail?
I knew men like that, gave you everything but instructions. And just like that, he was gone. Now Vincent, he played the world like a piano. Fast hands, fast mouth. But even a slick tune can go sour.
Opportunity doesn't knock, baby. I kick the door in.
Fast money makes fast enemies, Vincent. Just make sure you're faster than both.
Some men gamble with dice. I gamble with numbers.
Folks saw flash and thought it meant fire, but flash burns quick, fire takes root. Now Claude Wicks. Man had a smile like a wolf wearing a tux, and Vincent? He was meat dressed in silk. Every devil got a deal, but not every man reads the fine print. Every man is handed something, a seed, a spark, a call. But most folks bury it. Are you watching this? Then maybe yours is still burning. Some folks preach from pulpits, others hum the truth through smoke and gin. So drop a comment, hit subscribe, step into it, because in this life, silence is what buries more than fear ever did. Miles moved like a clock that only ticked when nobody was listening. He didn't chase the crowd, he watched the patterns. Patterns tell the truth.
The loudest one in the room is usually the one trying not to drown.
You keep staying at his hands, Miles. But what about yours?
I know what mine are building, that's enough for me.
They thought Miles was moving slow. Nah, Miles was just moving right. See, there's power in silence, in patience, in knowing your move before they see your hands. Some folks preach from pulpits, others hum the truth through smoke and gin. Loretta didn't sing for applause. She sang to remind people what they were trying to forget.
When the hands stop giving and the road runs cold, will you hold what was placed or just let it go? Mama didn't raise a man to bury the blessing just because it scared him.
Whatever he gives, he expects to see again. Remember that.
There it was, that line, that note, that memory wrapped in silk. Mama didn't raise a man to bury the blessing just because it scared him. Silas didn't run with wolves, but he still learned to flinch like prey. Fear'll dig a hole so deep you'll start thinking that's where truth belongs.
I'm sorry. I couldn't. I wasn't ready. I wasn't. I didn't ask for this.
Silas wipes his hands on his coat and stares at the ground.
Why do you hide it like that?
The wind lifts dust off the earth. The moment is still. What a man buries says more about him than what he shows. He didn't bury it because he was evil. Nah, he buried it because he thought he wasn't enough to hold it. Detective Booker Vance didn't believe in luck. He believed in patterns, paper trails, and the way a man twitches when the truth gets too close. There was a gap in the books, a whisper of something buried deeper than ledgers ever reach.
He's moving faster than his cover story. That's how you trip.
Booker wasn't a preacher, but he'd heard enough sermons to know when somebody's blessings didn't match their habits.
To whom much is given, much is expected.
It wasn't about the money. It was about the mirror, and Vincent's reflection was starting to flicker. Some men smile because they're warm. Others because they know exactly what the fire is burning.
He's too clean. Never trust a man whose hands don't sweat.
To the public, Vincent was polished, respected.
People want answers. I sell certainty.
But truth has a way of crawling under even the finest shoes. But masks don't just hide the face, they hide the fear. It wasn't a bribe. It was an invitation, and Vincent knew how to dress poison in silk.
You've got the hands, you've got the eyes. What you need is the door.
My doors aren't always meant to be opened.
There are moments that dress themselves like opportunity and strip a man without ever touching him. You can bury a thing, but you can't bury what it means, especially not when someone's watching.
Make no sense. Why'd you bury it?
Detective Vance rechecked the reports. Something wasn't adding up, and it started with a tailor.
You stitched more than suits, Mr. Dunn.
The ground was still soft, but the city was hardening. The master didn't send notice. He never does. He just showed up, and the books were opened.
Bring them in, one by one.
First came Vincent.
Multiplied it, folded it and doubled the doors. That seed's grown into something feared.
Then came Miles.
I didn't multiply fast, but it's strong. Built to last.
And finally came Silas. Some things you bury to forget. Others because you never planned to face them again.
I gave you what matched your hand. What you do with it says something about your soul.
I didn't want to disappoint you. I know that you are a hard man, so I was afraid and went out and hid what you gave me. What if we failed?
Blackstone didn't answer. He just turned and walked out. There's a weight in silence, and sometimes that's where the judgment lands hardest. There's always someone watching, even when the ground goes still. Detective Vance didn't need confessions. He had patterns, paper trails, sometimes guilty by association, and one boy with sharp eyes.
He buried more than a pouch.
The truth's like a train. You don't have to chase it. Stand still. It'll hit you.
You should have told the truth, mister.
He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The record spoke.
You multiply what was placed in your hand. Well done. You were faithful in small things. Now rule over more. You invested in people. You stitched more than cloth. What you built won't wear out. Well done. I searched your ground and found fear, not fruit. You buried what you were given. Out of fear, out of pride, doesn't matter. You lost what wasn't yours.
We were all given something. What we did with it, that's the weight of what was given. You don't have to be the wealthiest man in the room to be rich in what matters, but you do have to do something with what you've been handed. The master's not unfair. He gives based on what we can carry. Some got 5, some got 2, some got 1. But what you do with what you've got, that's the whole thing. That's the test. That's the trust. He didn't lose the pouch. He buried the trust. The weight's always there. You just don't feel it until the day you're made to carry it out the door. Some bury it in the ground. Some bury it in paper. Either way, the day comes when the earth gives it back.
Watch close, kid. This is how the game ends if you play it wrong.
When you build for others, it stands taller than anything you create for yourself. Some spend their strength burying, others spend it digging, but not always for gold. And fear will rob you worse than any thief. Whatever he gives you, big, small, broken, borrowed, don't bury it, build with it. And in the end, the measure of a man is not in what he kept, but in what he gave back.
Another 2, the last just 1. No explanation, just trust. And then he was gone.